geopolitical tensions between the U.S. and China play a huge role in big tech, but it's also kind of veering its way into the gaming sector with Tencent, one of China's largest VCs, also has a stake in some of the largest games. Fortnite, League of Legends, and those makers. How are you seeing this play out in the gaming sector?
Absolutely. And thanks for having me. This is certainly a very tense moment for not only the world geopolitically, but certainly within gaming, given that so much of the Chinese companies have such large ownership stakes into gaming companies around the world. A notable one is that Tencent owns Riot Games that has League of Legends, right? Over 100 million monthly active players and based out of Los Angeles. If geopolitical tensions continue, you could see things like the TikTok thing play out into the gaming space, which would lead to divestments or, a forced sale due to government tensions. So yes, it has a huge impact on the future of gaming as an industry and broadly globally.
I mean, many were shocked to see Tencent placed on a sort of watch list, a military watch list. So how much do you think that we could see an unfolding of what's happened with TikTok across the gaming space?
So I think, high level, we are very excited that the United States is taking a firm stance against what is, categorically a foreign adversary of the United States, which is the Chinese Communist Party. I think when you see that, what companies come under that watch list, unfortunately, there are lots of great people that work at Tencent, and there's lots of great people that work at places like Riot Games and other companies that will be subject to whatever happens geopolitically. So I think this is absolutely going to impact the space. And I think to your question, we're going to see the gaming industry kind of rally around finding a solution to keep these games going, regardless of the ownership. And I think there are solutions in the private markets, but also the public markets to find potential new homes for these assets if we get there, right? And I think there is a big if, but if that plays out, that's probably where it's going to land.
And much of this is in the context of the feeling of a race in terms of AI and China and the US, who's winning. It's interesting that we just saw Microsoft really show the future of AI within a gaming context last week with Muse AI. Tell us where we land in terms of US use of AI in gaming versus China, for example.
So there's basically two ways that I would highlight how AI is impacting gaming. First and foremost, it's impacting the cost of creating content by making the content game developers more efficient. Now, it's not necessarily making them 8 times more efficient, but we're seeing anywhere from 20 to 50% improvement on costs at the content creation level. The second way that you're seeing this, even in the public markets, is groups like App11 or even Unity that are using AI to improve their ad monetization strategies. And this has led to huge gains for both stocks, App11 most notably, even though just recently they kind of gave back a lot of those gains in the past week. But Unity just popped because they're also using AI to improve their own ad monetization platform. So I think you're seeing this absolutely play out in gaming, and it's leading to a lot of enterprise value creation for enterprises in the private markets and in the public markets.
Josh, last year we saw Roblox attract a lot of scrutiny over child safety on its platform. Do you think this scrutiny is going to continue into this year? Because it seems like one of the spots where it really gained bipartisan support.
Yes. So the scrutiny around child safety within gaming is absolutely going to be a trend. This is something that we at Convoy are actively investing around, is child safety of whether it's the experiences that they're having, whether it's the data around them, whether it's what you can advertise to them or not advertise to them. And so this is a huge topic that's affecting families worldwide and also in our country here in the United States. And so absolutely, this is going to remain a huge issue. And then most recently, just a couple weeks ago, the SEC opened up an investigation into Roblox, but it's under Exemption 7A, which means that they don't have to disclose what they are investigating exactly. To make a delineation here, though, the FTC went after Fortnite and gave them a huge fine. I believe it was about $400 million around the misuse of child data. And Fortnite had to pay that huge fine. This investigation, though, is not from the FTC. It's actually from the SEC. And so this has something to do with reporting requirements. Back in the fall, we as a firm put out a piece talking about how we believe that Roblox may not be aging up exactly as they, are reporting. And we think that that's not that the fact that they are misreporting, it's the fact that users are likely misrepresenting how old they are. So an 8-year-old is saying that they're over the age of 18. So the data is accurate, but the input of that data is inaccurate. And this is something we challenged back in the fall, and I think that's probably what's going to play out this year.